Before we get into the videos we have for today, take a look at the moment an Okada man was swept away by flood in Edo State today. The Tinubu's government have been told to pay attention to already existing roads in Nigeria, but they prefer to embark on the new project, the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, leaving the already existing roads in very bad condition. Just take a look at how this man was struggling, just to make ends meet for his family. But at the end of the day, he was swept off by flood in Edo State today. Also, Peter Obi was in Ibadan, building bridges ahead of 2027 election. Peter Obi was welcomed by leaders. Yoruba leaders. And also you are going to be watching other videos that shows you that the government of the day is afraid of Peter Obi. Take your time, watch these videos and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Now take a look.
Second back, that can hate you to you see it. Hey! Hey! Don't go. Hey! God! Hey! You don't also see. That guy power go finish. How do I help her? Give me. Hey, see Percy. I bet me not small. See Percy. Hey, see another one. Sit back. Hey, see me. See people. Where the man? Where the man? Hey. The man don't go. My guy, hey! Sir, erosion don't carry that man go. The man don't go. Hey! Jesus! See the man back. Hey! Lift the bag.
Now to Oyo State, where Peter Obi, the Labour Party's presidential candidate in the 2023 elections, recently paid a courtesy visit to the Olubadan designate, Rashidi Ladoja. During his visit, Peter Obi stated that Nigeria's history is incomplete without Ibadan. Praising the city's significant role in the country's development, Obi also expressed confidence that Ladoja, a former governor and senator, will bring his wealth of experience to his new role as the 44th Olubadan of Ibadan land.
Enemies, frenemies, me with that energy. You never know me, don't like me.
I have seen the president.
Can we unite and love each other? Yes. I have to build a better country. We have no other country except this one. And we must all build it together.
There you have it, Ayo. Peter Obi's visit is quite significant, especially in the run-up to the 2027 elections. It's a classic example of how politicians in Nigeria, regardless of their position, continue to build bridges with traditional institutions. It's common practice, right, Dr. Abati, for political figures to seek the blessing of traditional rulers, recognizing their immense influence and their role as custodians of culture and community. I want to take this reaction so that we can discuss this. This person, Truth Be Told, wrote on X. This courtesy visit by Peter Obi and Badebo Rose Vibo to the Olubadan designate is just another overhyped political stunt. It's not about unity. It's a desperate grab for relevance ahead of the 2027. The crowd and traditional vibes won't change the fact that this is all for show. Empty promises as usual. Truth be told, this is more noise than substance. That's the ex-user there. Another person wrote, well, including today's generation in conversations like this is crucial, because Peter Obi mentioned that. It helps reshape and redirect Nigeria's future towards a better tomorrow. The coming together of experienced leaders and fresh voices gives hope for real progress. I mean, I love to see these sort of images though and optics. What are your thoughts?
All right, let me first of all, congratulations to now the Olubadan of Ibadan, who's also an experienced politician in his own right, and now he's coming there. Former governor, an experienced politician. He was also quite influential in Oyo politics. But also to see Peter Obi, who has not yet said where he's going to or what he will do come 2027, go there to pay a courtesy visit, in respect of tradition. Now, to the first person who says, well, this is just a political stunt, the truth is that you do the talk, you don't do the talk. Everybody's consolidating their base, whether it's through grassroots engagement ahead of 2027. Irrespective of what he decides to do, at least what he's showing is that he continues to connect to the people, whether from the south, the east, west, or north in Nigeria. This is what we need to see. More unity along ethnic divides. No, at the end of the day, one Nigeria, we promote that, and whatever he needs to do to ensure and to give a good signal to the people, I think it's fantastic, and I think it's good that he's done that visit.
More unity. Now to Niger State, where Governor Umar Bago has drawn swift reactions on social media after announcing that all preachers in his state must submit their sermons for review before preaching. Speaking during a live interview on Sunday, Governor Bago, who had recently banned unlicensed religious preaching, took the directive a step further. He said the state government also needs to know exactly what preachers will be saying to ensure they aren't spreading anti-people and anti-government sentiments. Well, let's take a look before we take some reactions.
The religious affairs said for anybody going to sermon on a Friday, he should bring his scriptures for review. And it's normal. Even in Saudi Arabia, it's done like that. We cannot say because you have been given opportunity to be a clergy, you go there and preach some gospels that are, anti-people, anti-government, and you think it's normal. We want to be able to see what they are preaching, hear what they are saying. We're working together with the security agencies, the Department of State Service, the police, the civil defense, and even the military.
I mean, this is incredible. He actually compared Nigeria to Saudi Arabia. I mean, this isn't the first time Niger State has imposed a level of oversight on public discourse. Last month, we discussed this. Governor Bago also directed the Commissioner of Police to seal off Badegi FM radio station over alleged incitement. Let me take some reactions to this story. This person wrote on X, while the Nigerian Constitution guarantees freedom of thought, conscience, and religion, it explicitly states that the government shall not adopt any religion as a state religion. It also allows for restrictions on fundamental rights for the purpose of maintaining public order and security. The legality of the governor's directive is therefore a subject of debate, but this policy is unprecedented in the level of government oversight as it introduces the contentious legislation over religious content, and this has drawn criticism from religious leaders and congregants who view this innocuous policy as an insidious infringement on constitutional protections. Another ex-user wrote, Mr. Governor, your duty is to protect the security and welfare of the state, not to intrude on people's rights of expression or dictate how they worship. Your responsibility is to ensure that regardless of what is preached in places of worship, peace and security are maintained. Have you now become a gospel police? Why try to regulate sermons instead of focusing on your core duty? Stay in your lane, safeguard the state, keep the peace, and separate government responsibility from religion. And I thought that was so apt.
That was very powerful. Thank you so much. He summed my thoughts this way, that the governor of Niger State has been majoring in a lot of minors in recent times. There are many issues in Niger State that deserve his attention more than this. When it comes to religious freedom, we've often talked about it and how free it is here in Nigeria. Is guaranteed by the Constitution. Unfortunately, when you start to police, as it were, clerics, and comparing us to Saudi Arabia that is an Islamic state. Nigeria is supposed to be a secular state, but oftentimes we see again and again how leaders, governors, presidents choose to police what should be freedom and a right of choice for individuals in their state. Let me give him better in terms of other areas to look at. Let's look at infrastructural development in Niger State. Let's actually talk about empowering the people enough with education to ensure that they have a better chance at life and aspiration. Let us look at security challenges, the bandits, and the talk around the fact that some of them is steeped in ideological beliefs or even religious beliefs. Let us address those things and not talk about how, and you know what he said? He said, so that we can check out whether the sermon is anti-government or anti-people. It is also a covert way of clamping down on free speech, even amongst the people, so that no one will criticize him or say anything that does not agree with his government or his person. We need to nip this in the bud. If not, after a fashion, Nigerians will just be docile. Whatever the leaders meet on the people is what they will accept. So that he allows the people to speak freely and lets him face governance.
Section 38 of the Nigerian Constitution guarantees the freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. In other words, if the government of Niger State is trying to control how pastors or clerics generally think, that would be a violation of their fundamental rights under Section 38. And a further violation is indicated in Section 39, which talks about freedom of expression. Now, I'm surprised that in Niger State, they have a Niger State Religious Affairs Department. Now, Section 10 of the same Constitution says that you cannot interfere with, there shall be no state religion. So what are they doing in that Religious Affairs Department? And we've praised Governor Bago before.
We have.
He promotes religious unity. We saw him twice, in fact, going to churches to sing, to even preach, to promote religious unity. Yeah. But to censor clerics will be a bit too far. Section 11, however, says, of the same 1999 Constitution, that there's something about public security, and nobody, whether you are a religious figure or whatever, you are not allowed to incite the public or to cause mayhem. So how do they in Niger State, walk the tightrope without censoring the rights of religious people under Sections 38 and Section 39?
These are the questions. I'll go to Katsina State now, and Rufai, we can tie it all together. We'll take the story in Katsina State, where reactions have trailed the peace deal negotiations between one of Nigeria's most wanted terrorists, Isaiah Kwashen Garwa, with a community in Faskari local government area of the state. The deal was announced on Sunday in a post on X by Zagazola Makama, a security analyst specializing in the Lake Chad region. In the post, Makama explains that for a long time, the terrorists had been linked to kidnappings, killings, and raids across forest areas in Katsina, as well as neighboring states. Reactions to the story have been divided. While some see the development as a chance to restore calm in long-troubled communities, others question the sincerity of the bandit leader, recalling the atrocities attributed to his group. I mean, look at this man out there holding a rifle. He's out there, Rufai, and meeting with community members. And this is the sort of conversations we're having right now in Nigeria. I'll take the reactions trailing this story. This is from an ex-user, wrote on X. Is the peace deal the required justice for the numerous lives that were wasted and are still wasting so many years of setbacks, not only for the direct victims of insurgency and the Northeast, but also for the country in general? Negotiating peace with bandits and enemies who held the entire country hostage for so many days is synonymous with encouraging others to constitute themselves into groups to wage war against the country with the mindset of being granted amnesty after so many years of infiltrating havoc and destroying lives. Meanwhile, a peace deal that was intended to end years of violence in Nigeria's northwest has collapsed after bandits abducted 40 worshippers in Zamfara state. The peace pact had been signed on August 28 between community leaders and bandits in Katsina state. However, less than a month later, gunmen attacked a mosque in Gidantobe village in Safe local council and abducted dozens of worshippers during morning prayers on Monday. Despite the setback, the Katsina state government is saying they support community-driven pacts with repentant terrorists, but maintain a policy of zero negotiation. What sort of contradiction is that? Rufai?
So when you see a society that the oppressors are beginning to have a very free reign, and the people that the government ought to protect, the government can't protect them, so they try to look for deals with their oppressors. These are vestiges of a dysfunctional society. You will have thought that this government will focus on that, but they'll never focus on that. They'll focus on politics. And that's why they were doing elections in Zamfara State, 5 local governments. I can't still process that thing. They deployed officers from Gombe and other parts, military officers, battalions were there. Insecurity, you will never see that kind of mass deployment. You see, because number one, the government doesn't really care about you that much. So you are left in the hands of kidnappers and bandits. You have to beg them for peace still. And that's the dysfunctional society we live in. And it's that kind of dysfunctional society that breeds people like Bago. That Badegi FM held his feet to the fire. He felt no other thing to do. He said he was going to demolish the station. Thank God Badegi FM didn't call to him. You know how many media stations that have called to dictators and outright bullies in this country? They took him to court and he was repelled. Now he wants to look at the sermons of preachers. At a point, if care is not taken, I'm not saying he has done it, but at this rate, maybe he'll start looking at all the phones and the call log of everybody because he wants to censor thoughts. The best antidote to react, if they say you're not doing well, is to do well. But in a large regard, in very big aspect, yes, he has got his successes right in agriculture, but in trampling of rights and things like that, he has not done well.
Yeah.
And we have to tell him what it is. In that interview, he made many blunders. And please, his chief press secretary should walk him about what they call image. He thinks he's straight talking, but he says a lot of rubbish. Just like what he said in that interview, that Borgu local government is bigger than the entire Southeast. So empirically, it was proven to be wrong. Borgu local government is not bigger than the entire Southeast. Right. So is this not the same man that told his police oddly to slap an imam or something? Yes, and the next thing, his reaction was, oh, he was an imposter. So even if it's an imposter, you say they should slap people like that?
All right.
So, you see, we have a dysfunctional society that celebrates dictators, give them a free rein to rule, to lead, to hurt, to demean. And we are meant to go and say rankadede to dictators. And when you speak out, you are told that you are not patriotic, and they will couch it around religious and tribal lines.
I mean, this is the situation that we have in our hands at this point. We have this terrorist leader who is actually number 9 on the DSS list, most wanted, and he's out there. His pictures are there, and he's negotiating with the community. It is unfortunate. It is unfortunate. We have a picture of the man.
One bandit was given chieftaincy
title.
And the government officials were invited to the ceremony and they attended it. Is it not the same country where they were giving bandits wives? One state was organizing women for them. That if they got married, they would be...
Look at the military fatigue the guy is wearing.
Come on.
If you dare wear that camel, the military will beat you blue-black in public. But look at him wearing a military cap.
Unacceptable.
It's the audacity and boldness of impunity.
Bandits and terrorists are criminals.
They are.
They do not deserve jollof rice. They do not deserve chieftaincy titles.
Yes.
They do not deserve any form of negotiation.
No.
The law of the land must be made to follow its course.
Well said, Dr. Abati. Well said.
To say a vagabond party. You are dealing with a party that is not ready to play by the rules. Tinubu is not Jonathan. He is not Buhari. Those men had some little sense of decorum and decency in them. This one is brutal. It will not allow any... Look at when they wanted to register the new political parties by INEC. And they said there was something called ADA, right? When INEC published names of those that wanted to register, there was another name. They've already gone to register another ADA. This government is brutal. That is why when I look at Peter, when I look at El-Rufai, when I look at Atiku, I ask them a question. Why are you people scared of confronting this government? What are you scared of? Prison? To hell with prison.
You are ready to go to prison.
What are you saying?
But why do you think that this government will throw anybody into prison?
Because they've been doing it. And this is the time that I am calling the opposition leader that you should step out. Some of us have gone into retirement from protest. For 8 years of what I protested. I was shot at the Unity Fountain. I am not afraid of any of them. And I am saying that the opposition leaders need to come out and confront Tinubu. It is time.
Let me ask you.
A man will wake up on the day of inauguration. You remove fuel subsidy and throw the country into turmoil. That's number 1. Number 2, you remove electricity subsidy. Number 3, you either shut the border or you close this one. You are making life miserable for Nigerians. But and opposition leaders are keeping quiet. Bro, I am challenging them. Everybody come out. Let us go and confront the villa.
But you are a politician.
Yes.
You speak about him in such a way that Peter Obi is the hope of this country. Without Peter Obi, Nigeria is doomed. That's how you. So you.
Let me tell you my opinion of.
Is it because you are also from the southeast? That's why you speak about him like that.
No. I've never taken Peter Obi is not my boss. Like, do you understand?
But maybe because he's your man from Igbo land.
No. Funny enough, I just came back from Anambra today, right, for a meeting. There is nothing between me and Peter Obi that I can't say in public. Nothing. He has never. Peter Obi, yes, if we speak, is support that he wants. Do you understand? The last discussion I had with Peter Obi before the last election, I told him, I said, I'm not obedient. And I'm going to tell you, he made a mistake in going to Plateau, right? During the flooding, okay? Where he wore his party t-shirt to the flooded area. I called him and I told him, I told him what nobody would want to tell him. You know, we genuflect a lot before politicians. I called Peter and I told Peter it was wrong. Do you understand? I'm not feeding from you. I'm not feeding from Atiku. I'm not feeding from anybody. why they will want to hear from me is if there is anybody around that they will call and say, Shield, what is the situation on this? That will not fear whether I will lose. They haven't given me anything. I will tell you the truth. Ask Atiku. You have his contact. Ask Atiku my last discussion with him. There is no politician on earth today, including Bala Mohammed, that will say, oh, Shield will come and genuflect before me. I'm not indebted to any of you. See, Peter Obi, the truth of the matter is, Nigerian politics today is a business. It's a business. And if you look at, this area that we stay now, if you look at this area we are now having this interview, and you look at another part of town, you will see that there is a disconnect between, do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So the Nigerian political system is a total charade, is a business. Okay? For once, I have never seen that a politician, as a sitting governor, will be offered land free of charge and he will reject it. That someone will be in government office for 1 month, 1 year, 4 years, 8 good years, and you cannot trace government funds into his personal.
And that's Peter Obi?
Yes.
And that's why you believe so much in him.
See, if we are going to save Nigeria from what we are in now, what we are in, and I don't think a lot of us realize the mess that we are in. We don't. Because we think we are comfortable. A time is coming very soon that if you wear a nice shirt, they will see you as an oppressor. The boys on the street will see you as an oppressor. It doesn't matter whether you are APC, PDP, whether you are even non-partisan. That hunger level is getting to that level, is getting to that side. We have a man that we know, if we hand over the national resources to him, he will not steal our money. The money that is going into wrong places is the cause of the hunger.
Peter Obi is not a thief.
No.
He's not corrupt.
Absolutely not. He was my governor. He was my governor. You will not tell me about Peter Obi. I will tell you about Peter Obi.
You spoke about 2027, and I like you. I mean, Peter Obi, it seems that a lot of people who are thinking there's a problem. Is he in Labour Party? Is he in ADC? But I see that you talk about ADC a lot. Do you really believe ADC can deliver to Nigerians the opposition and the kind of challenge politically in 2027?
See, I don't know if me am being faster than my shadows, but as of today, the only opposition platform today in Nigeria that has a slim chance to fight APC is ADC. The only one. You see, PDP, no matter the effort of the leaders, the true leaders, the genuine leaders of the party, the systemic members of the party, the institutional leadership of the party, directors, all those ones, most of them are picking their salaries from the other side.
What about Labour Party?
Labour Party is sold now.
To who?
It's sold already to the ruling party.
What about SDP?
Hey, what?
SDP.
SDP, the one that my friend was suspended by his NWC members. See, you are dealing with I don't know what
about PDP comes true. Although it doesn't look like it will.
It will.
Because there are those who are in the PDP. Because there are talks of Jonathan contesting. There are talks of Peter Obi contesting. There are talks of Seyi Makinde. In fact, is a leading candidate, a leading aspirant in the PDP.
Let me tell you about Seyi Makinde, right? You know that Seyi Makinde now, him and Wiki are claiming that they're fighting. So a whole lot is going on. See, this podcast, I want to just express my mind. I don't care about the consequences afterwards. I really don't care. I don't care. You understand what I'm saying? See, Jonathan's matter, right? If Jonathan comes out today to run, and Atiku runs, and Peter Obi runs, I, Henry Shield, with all my team, on election day, I'm going to play 5-by-side football. I'm not going to go to and waste my time at any police.
Why?
Because it's a waste of time.
Why? So you don't think Jonathan, Peter Obi, Tinubu should be on the same ballot?
No, I don't think it's sensible. In the last election, there was a reason why I didn't queue behind either Atiku or Peter Obi. You know why? Because in 2019, I carried their campaign on my head. On my head. So in 2023, after we had fought Buhari for 8 good years, 2015 to 2023, we had fought Buhari for 8 good years. We now had an opportunity to remove APC from power. Atiku decided to go on his own way. Peter Obi decided to go on his own way. Waste of our effort. A shameless action. Now, you divided your votes as opposition. Peter Obi got 6 million. Atiku got 6 million. Tinubu got 8 million.
So you predict that could happen if you have
absolutely. I told Atiku, as I told Peter Obi, both of you cannot run separately, individually.
Against Tinubu.
Even currently, I am still talking to both of them.
So if all of them run, even Atiku and the other, if they run, all of them run together without forming an alliance,
Tinubu will win.
So it's true what they say, that the path to Tinubu win 2027 is almost cast in stone.
See, if Peter Obi, and I will say it clearly, Peter Gregory Obi, Atiku Abubakar, and Jonathan, if you people do not come together in 2027, shame on you all. Nigerians will hold you accountable for the mess that the country becomes.
But you have said that Peter Obi is the sole reason Nigeria has not been shut down.
Yes.
It's a hope people are clinging on to that has made them refrain from pouring their anger and frustration on this government and onto the street.
Absolutely.
You may not be obedient, but you say you may not be obedient.
I'm not obedient.
You are sensible enough to see the reality.
Absolutely. In 2023, when the election was declared by 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. in the morning by Mahmoud Jega, right? When that declaration was made.
It wasn't Jega.
Mahmoud Yakubu, sorry. See, God needs to save this country. When that result was declared, let me ask you a question, Shehu. Who declares an election result by 3 a.m.?
Other elections were declared. Hold on now. Other elections were declared. Hold on now.
I know you covered the election.
No, hold on.
This particular one.
Factually, election results, sometimes when you finish late in the night, you declare the result. State elections, national elections. Jonathan was declared in the middle of the night.
Let me ask you a question, Chill. When Jonathan was declared at that time, it was the time the coalition
finished.
Yeah. Please, this election that Tinubu was declared, was that when the coalition finished?
I mean, that's when INEC said they finished. Isn't it not when INEC? I'm not defending INEC. I'm just saying that elections results have been declared in the middle of the night.
No, what I'm saying is this one that was declared at 3 a.m.
You are insinuating that there is a reason why
it was not concluded. Number one is, do you know up to today, 2 years later, we still have not arrested the person that switched off the RF?
Was it switched off? They said it was a glitch.
No, there's nothing called glitch because they should call the manufacturers of that system, the producers of that system. It wasn't a glitch. It was a human action.
You said P2B is an on you. This is the government that says that the party you belong to, that you were part of, but the ones who destroyed this country. And he is saying that all the policies and the rental economy that we have experienced, they are tough policies and he wants to make things right. He's saying that in the history of this country, we've hit a revenue that we have never hit in history, and things are getting better. The economy is stabilized. That's what the president said.
A wise and sensible president does not say, I have beat the target. He says, I have made my people better. That's what a wise president says. You have hit target. Are you a banker? Are you? Why are you people not interrogating that statement? Let me finish.
As an individual, don't you give yourself a KPI?
If you give yourself a KPI, at what risk? Do I give a KPI that affect my children?
But it was
you are giving a KPI. You are hitting the target.
The man you support,
where customs.
The man you support says that we need to move from P2B. You said we need to move from consumption to production.
Yes.
And the man is saying that for the first time we are moving our non-oil revenue has grown higher than ever in history. So that's
hold on.
Isn't that the good news?
Hold on. Let's not be vague. Let's not be vague about this, right? Tinubu said he has hit the target. Number one, nobody set the target for him. He said it for himself. Now the target you have hit, at whose expense? My brother, at whose expense are you eating that target? That children can no longer feed on balanced diet. That Nigerians can no longer say, see, I'm an employer of labor. I have a whole lot of staff under me. My last recruitment was around November last year. Do you know what I did? I told my personnel manager, everybody that we're employing now, we employed like 6 more. I said, please make sure that they stay around this facility. You know why? Someone was recommended to me from Lugbe to that place. His transportation alone in the month was about 100,000. So I will need to build that 100,000 into his salary. Do you understand? We should shoot it up and shoot up my own monthly, what do you call it? So we needed to cut that off. This is not the first time we're having a president in Nassau Rock, but this is the first time that Nigerians are asking them questions. What is Nigeria giving me? Nothing. This man has squeezed life out of everybody and everything. And if you are saying you are eating KPI, number one is nobody is putting you under pressure. You are making life tougher for Nigerians. You remove subsidy from 230 million Nigerians to share that subsidy with 36 people because of politics.
Yeah, the 36 people. But the question here, right? We're looking at 2027, and there are a lot of people who are saying, whatever Tinubu is doing, he has promised that things will get better. And Nigerians are hopeful that there are better days ahead. But there's something that comes to mind. You said P2B must be protected at all costs.
Absolutely.
What exactly do you mean by that?
Because we're dealing with political hyenas whose record in Lagos we all know, and we're hoping that nothing happens to not just Peter Obi but to every opposition leader in Nigeria. We're hoping that nothing happens, and that is why I'm still campaigning and calling up opposition leaders that they need to prove a show of force to this government. Tinubu should be scared of adopting or pronouncing another policy that impoverishes the people. By January, they said they are going to increase, they are going to add the fuel consumption tax. Right? Right? Please, look at Nigerians. You are a journalist. Look at Nigerians. Do we look like people that should be taxed the more? Be sincere now.
But that tax regime that is resuming in January is supposed to actually favor the lower and the middle class people more.
What do you mean by lower and middle?
If you earn less than, if you earn $1 million and lower, you pay less.
800,000 and lower, you pay less, right? And if you earn 800,000 and more, and it doesn't matter, it's not about earning. If that money crosses into your account, Tinubu takes 160,000 naira out of it. I don't know what the opposition leaders are doing, because I thought this was going to be about civil society. We have failed as civil society groups. Completely, we have failed. In fact, we have become politicized, we have become compromised as civil society people. There is no country that should be having this multiplication of taxes without corresponding value to the people.
You have criticized the tax regime and the tax policies of this country, which a lot of people applauded. That look, we needed to have changed that old order. The administration of this government argues that new taxes are necessary to replace few subsidy losses and stabilize the economy. Do you acknowledge any kind of merit in this government, or do you see it purely as a financial oppression, or you don't just see any good that's coming out of this government, no matter what.
Every time I want to talk about the Tinubu government, I look at how he came in fraudulently, so I can never applaud anything he does.
No matter how good.
You don't get what I'm saying.
You don't see anything good.
Listen. A man will not break your door to enter your house because he wants to make your life better. He's coming to steal, nothing else. We know and we saw all that happened. And the fact that there are no repercussions is the reason why we are not moving forward.
In the election, that Peter Obi defeated Tinubu in Lagos.
Okay, Peter Obi defeated Tinubu in Lagos.
And Peter Obi had 6 million. And you were blaming...
Hold on.
The reason why Tinubu won was because they didn't unite.
Yes.
Are you claiming that election was not poorly conducted and that election was rigged?
Yes, it was.
Rigged in favor of Peter Obi too?
No.
Where he won?
No.
Only rigged because Tinubu won?
No. We want to see. Do you understand? Don't take my word for it, Shane. We want to see the results from the polling units. All the polling units in Nigeria, we want to see them on IREV portal. That's all. I don't want to know whether Peter won or whether Atiku won or whether Tinubu won. Do you understand? Shebi, you said you won Lagos, this one. Give us the result that people voted for. You have no right to manipulate the results.
Whose fault is it? Tinubu was a candidate. He didn't conduct the election.
All right.
Why blame him?
When we are ready to face the truth in this country, some certain people should be behind bars. Nobody. Me, I expected that by now we will have had like 10, 15, 20 people from INEC already prosecuted. It is absurd. It is the height of evil for people to go out on election day with the desire to choose their own leader. You will sit down in your office and use your pen and cancel their pain, their wishes.
You advised Jonathan, Atiku, and Peter Obi to enter a room and produce a single candidate.
Absolutely.
Many Nigerians feel these same people could be blamed for the rot and the failures of this nation.
When you keep mentioning,
why don't we, or why should Nigerians depend or rely or trust these people rather than new faces?
So, I want to go back to the time when I used to buy a bag of rice for 8,500. I don't need more in life. I want to go back to when I would drive my car. I drive a V8, right? When I would drive my car into a filling station and fill up my tank with 19,000. Under Buhari, this one is not even under PDP. I want to go back to the time when I can send 50,000 naira home in a month and they are comfortable. I want to go back to the time when I can buy iPhone for 150,000. These things are not dreams. They did not happen 100 years ago. They happened less than 10 years ago. To the time when no rent in Abuja was 5 million. No rent in Abuja was 5 million. So if you say those people destroy the country, please give me back those years.
You don't think we need new faces,
new
ideas,
Tinubu's
new
face.
order?
Tinubu's face?
Tinubu is not a new
Tinubu's face?
Then the people looking for new faces, new ideas, new order.
Where are they?
Trusted.
Where are they?
So we don't have them?
No, where are they? We have them, but where are they? Politics is not emotions, right? It's not your mood. Politics will not come and knock at your door to bring you. You need to step out. Those who have stepped out are those we are aligning with.
So your position now is that if the opposition does not, every of the opposition, that's what you think, should unite behind one candidate.
They should unite.
There should be only two candidates in
the coming election, yes.
So
the system in Nigeria currently does not encourage having multiplicity of candidates. Do you understand? It has to be light versus darkness.
And these candidates should come from the south equally as President Tinubu.
It should come, I don't know, it should just be a Nigerian, that's for me.
Well, if you were in that room
with
Jonathan, Atiku, Peter Obi, which one of them would you insist should step aside first and why?
3 of them are fantastic. They're all people that I adore, that I love and respect. So don't put me on that seat. You
are the one who is saying, let one person be.
3 of them should enter into a room. 3 of them are acceptable to me. So if Atiku comes out, fine. If GG comes out, fine. If Peter Obi comes out, fine. Yeah. Do you understand? That is my own opinion.
So if one of them, any one of them, and if it's one of them confronts Tinubu, they will defeat Tinubu.
If one of them comes out, if one of them is chosen amongst them, and the others support with their resources and their structures, Tinubu will be gone. Because see, what is coming in 2027 is not just going to be an election. It's going to be a war. Do you understand what I'm saying?
War of what?
It's going to be a war of everything. Every single thing. If they say people should come out on election day and thumbprint and go home and we will count and announce results as should be done, fine. But if they say we will switch up IREV by 3 a.m., we will do this, then this opposition should give them back at the same level. Nobody should come and cry after the election.
But you see, this.
So let me repeat myself, please. Nobody in opposition should come back and cry after 2027. Every madness must end on election day. If they say let us vote peacefully and responsibly, fine. But if they say we will continue in the madness of 2023, let us end it on that day. Push the responsibility for peace back to the government. We are too scared as a people. That is why a government that is in its first term will be tormenting Nigerians like this. We are too scared. Who are we scared of? What is the work that they can do? El-Rufai is going to police station. He has been invited. Everybody mobilized to the place. It is not APC. It is Nigeria. This country does not belong to Tinubu. Does not belong to APC. If you arrest any opposition leader, politically, all of us will go there. Everybody go there. Let the world see the nonsense that is going on in this country. But all this fear, this one is afraid, I don't know what else to do. If they pick anybody wrongly, go and back. If DSS misbehave, go to DSS.
Let me ask you, this platform is fundamentally created for young Nigerians.
Yes.
Who has more than 60% of the voting population. But unfortunately, on election day, you don't find them. And we creatively and intentionally create a platform where politics can be discussed and listened to by younger Nigerians who have the voting power. In your own sense, and this is how we close the podcast today. Are young people responsible in this country today?
Absolutely.
Are they politically aware?
Yes, they are.
Are they going to be able to determine the future of this country in 2027?
2027, I don't know, but Nigerians, young people are tired. And I don't blame them. I don't. Last election, I know how many of my own friends flew into this country to come and vote. I'm not saying, I mean, at least one person will spend 10, 15, 20 million in coming just to come and vote. That, finally, INEC promised us electronic transmission of votes from a polling unit to the IREV. People showed up in the last election. What did these old people do? The same manipulation. So please, it is okay and it is very easy. It's the easiest way out to blame young people for not believing in the system. The system has killed their hope. So I don't blame any young person who refuses to come out to vote. People tore their voters card after the last election result was announced. Young people want to be part of the system. Who are the people jackpying? It's young people. When Buhari came in, I know how old I was. I think I was 35 or so. I'm approaching 50. What have these people done with my years? I will not tell you. So if I'm speaking out of anger, it's because I have children in the university. I don't want them to also come and pass through a situation where you know that your vote is nonsense. Right. When you take away the power of the vote from the citizen, you turn them into animals.
And we should.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on the podcast today.
It's okay.
I appreciate it. But that's our podcast today, everyone. Many thanks for being part of it. Don't forget, you can subscribe, you can follow, and share. That way, the agenda is that every one of us form a community where we are our brother's keeper. How do we become a brother's keeper in a democracy? Is by looking out for each other in the information that we needed to get our country back on its feet. Thanks so much indeed, everyone. Subscribe, share, and of course, follow us. I'm Sean Kamale. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Thank you for joining us on this edition of Mike On Podcast with Seun Okimbaloi. Mike On Podcast for the independent mind.
You give up on the PDP?
Absolutely.
Do you think that the PDP, they see any hope in that?
No, there's no hope. There's no hope.
As far as you're concerned, it's a dead party.
No, it's a dead party. Whatever they are doing now, whatever the PDP is doing now, is a joke. In 2027, I see a situation where there will be two factions.
Of the PDP?
Of the PDP. Just take note of this. There will be two factions. And everything I've said since 2015, I've come to pass both within the PDP and the APC. There will be two factions. There will be the Wike faction and there will be the PDP other faction, right? Now there will most likely be a judicial pronouncement, right? Confirming the Wike faction as the only faction that can sell nomination forms. So it is the Wike faction that will bring the candidate of the PDP. Your position now is predicated on what basis? On records in the last 2 years.
You don't seem to be a fan of Wike anyways. You've heavily criticized him on your Twitter handle.
I was not just a fan of Wike. When Wike stood for the truth, when he fought against a federal government that was overbearing, I traveled to Port Harcourt. Myself, my driver, my security, we drove by road because we didn't find any ticket. We drove from Abuja to Anambra to Port Harcourt in 2016 for the rerun. I was shot at in defense of Wike and the rest. He stood on the right part of history. Wike fought against government imposition, federal government imposition, manipulation of the election. I was in Port Harcourt live.
Oh, you almost lost your life.
I almost lost my life. I was live in Port Harcourt. I drove.
All because of Wike.
All to fight for democracy. All because we felt Wike was also on. You know, when he was in PDP, he was always, Buhari is an evil man, blah, blah. Anyone who stands for the truth, no matter the risk, we will take that risk with you. When after the convention in 2021, right? And Alimony Sharif was removed. That's December 3rd or something in Port Harcourt. And Alimony Sharif was removed, right? And he tried to come back and take over Wadata House, right? I was the one that Wike actually appealed to make sure Alimony Sharif did not gain access to Wadata House. I was the one who locked Wadata House. For 13 days, the key of Wadata House was in my house.
Against Alimony Sharif?
Against Alimony Sharif. I was the one who got the police to block Wadata House. The key to Wadata House, PDP headquarters, was with me for 13 days. So I was the one who did it.
So you once believed in Wike, but now
I once believed Wike when he was on the right part of politics.
But right now?
Right now, the man that I see is no longer the man that I used to know.
Who do you see now?
He's a man that has lost it.
In what sense?
In every sense. Wike has no bearing, he has no connection. He has no understanding of what governance is. He understands power, but he does not understand governance. He understands power in the sense that if you look at the results sheet that came out of Rivers State in the last election, you will weep for this country. I have some of them. The mutilation of result sheets just to arrive at a predetermined end of making Fubara governor, of making sure that Tinubu got certain percentage from the state, that was a joke taken too far.
About this mutilation you're talking about, they were challenged, they were discussed, they were debated in court, up to the Supreme Court.
Okay, now I'm going to say this, right? Those mutilations, if they are, or rather, if they were handled by a proper judiciary, not the judiciary that has been politicized, a man like Wike should be in prison.
Based on what? Why would you throw him in prison? Why?
Because I was in Rivers, and I can tell you, Sheung, Wike's only claim to to power is his relationship with the president. What Wike did in 2023, what happened in Rivers in 2023, should have him in prison. No, I'm not going to mince. I'm not going to I'm not going to try to subpedal on this or say softly. I'm going to be very blunt and I'm going to be very candid about it. The mess that happened in Rivers.
And you blame Wike for it?
There were voice recordings of him even threatening to kill an INEC official who came from Plateau or thereabouts.
And these are you've been able to authenticate this?
Let him, you see, whatever I say, one thing I've done is every time I attack him, I attack you with facts. If Wike feels what I'm saying is wrong, you should take me to court. Please, we'll go past that. If Nigeria was a working society, if Nigeria was a working country, if Nigeria was a sane country, a man like Wike should be behind bars.
You just throw people behind bars?
No.
Prosecuting
them? No. You make sure that you keep people within the law. You do not let people think they are above the law or they have grown beyond the constitution of the country.
What has he done to the offense?
A whole lot. Wike has messed up both democracy, both his own state, Rivers State, even the FCT here.
With all the rules and the...
I said projects. Even the FCT here. You know my happiness when I was invited for this is I'll be allowed to say things the way they are. Currently in the FCT, right? Wike works with only four directors. So the 2025 budget of the FCT that is currently being implemented, right? I am daring Wike to bring all the directors in the FCT to say if any one of them contributed to the formulation of that budget, to the preparation of that budget. For the first time in the FCT, an FCT budget was prepared without the input of directors in the FCT. Wike works with only 4 directors in the FCT. Director of Lands, Chijoke. Director of Procurement, Director of Finance, and Director of Development Control. Those are the only 4 people who work with. All other directors, and I am saying this, please, me, Henry Shield, I am in Abuja, I'm not going anywhere. If Wike feels what I'm saying is wrong, I say in the Kokoma, you should come and arrest me. Wike has bastardized the FCT.
In your own view?
Not in my view, in anybody's view. How do you run a budget without the input of the directors who are supposed to be the implementers of the budget?
But nobody is talking in the FCT.
Because they are scared of him. I am not scared of Wike. Okay. I am not scared of him. I'm telling you, if I meet him now, I will tell him to his face.
But doesn't mean that what you're saying is right.
But what I'm saying is true. It does not mean right, it just needs to be true. And if it is not true, they said he has the court. Please come and take me to the court. Please, there is so much to be exposed about this man in the FCT.
Let me ask you. You look at what is happening, and your predictions about what was going to happen in 2027. You tweeted with the prediction that the PDP might endorse President Tinubu for a second time in 2027.
Absolutely.
Are you saying the PDP has lost the will to be an opposition party, or do you have insider information suggesting a quiet deal is already in motion?
The insider information that I had was about 4 or 5 months ago from top, that if certain things weren't done, that they will make sure that the PDP did not produce a presidential candidate in 2027. And this I'm saying from when I mean top, from the top. Right? Now, that's number one. The intention is to keep, because the man we just finished talking about is in, you can't even say what party he belongs to, whether he's in APC, whether he's in PDP. Now, PDP made a very fatal mistake in during their last convention, right? They allowed Wike to choose members of the NWC. I spoke to some of the leaders of the party. In fact, I spoke to a former presidential candidate of the party, and I asked him, I said, Excellency, why wouldn't you have an input in the nomination of NWC members? He said, no, please allow the governors to make a choice. I do not want to be seen as imposing. Wike brought nominated somebody from the South, where he's from. Wike chose for us in the Southeast. He chose.
Who did he choose?
Senator Sam Anyanwu. Sam Dadi, who is the current secretary of the PDP.
Well, Sam Dadi is a man of himself.
You are not getting the point. Everybody is a man of himself. See,
so you're saying that Wike determined and picked?
He imposed. He did not pick. He imposed.
Sam Dadi.
On Southeast caucus of the PDP. He imposed. He insisted it must be Sam Dadi. Why do you think there's an issue currently? Even in the South. He is still insisting that it must be, what's his name in the South? I'll remember the man's name. That it must be that guy, this huge guy that follows him about, like, what do you call it? Wike, see, there's something about, okay, you just want to be okay. As a politician, you want to win. There's something about madness the total loss of sanity. That it is either my way. Since 2015, Wike has been imposing PDP chairman. Nobody else. So when I see people say, Atiku is the problem, Peter Obi is the problem of PDP, I laugh. Wike has single-handedly been imposing the chairman of PDP since 2015.
You think he imposed Secondus?
I don't understand. Not only did he impose him, he actually sponsored Secondus to become the national chairman.
Who again did
he imposed Alimodi Sheriff. In fact, let me tell you about Alimodi Sheriff. The night Alimodi Sheriff was appointed as the national chairman of PDP, I was there in Asokoro, Ondo State Governor's Lodge. I was there. In fact, I dropped a member of the NWC around 2 a.m. I was the one who called the former Minister of Aviation and pleaded with him to call Ribadu. No Ribadu, current NSA. He was to be the national chairman of PDP because he had indicated interest. So I called the former Minister of Aviation, who happened to stay close to the man, that, please, you need to call Ribadu to please, that he needs to be at this meeting, right? That he needs to come, that people will support him. Mimiko, to his own glory, stood against Alimodi Sheriff as national chairman of PDP. The governor of Bayelsa, Seriake Dixon, stood against it. But every other person supported it, including Wike. Every other person. You know what Alimodi Sheriff promised them? Oh, I have so private jet, number of private jets. If I am elected chairman of PDP today, by next week I will be on CNN fighting Buhari. Me, I was not told. I was there at the Ondo State Governor's Lodge in Asokoro the day he was elected. And I told them, this is a mistake. You just lost an election because of perception, public perception about the party. People believe you are the most corrupt, most dirty party. You should have gotten a chairman who is number one, young, who is number two, who has no baggage coming in. This MPDP, in fact, the man I went to drop, the end of this member I went to drop in his house, I was telling him, I said, but you, with your position, you were the one that called Alimodi Sheriff sponsor of Boko Haram. He said, she will leave that thing. The man said, he will do this, he will do that. I am telling you the things that brought out the mess that PDP is irredeemable. Me, I am telling you, there are people in Walata House that are taking their monies, they are taking their salaries every month from. If you are in PDP, yeah, maybe at the state level, local government, yeah, you can be able to do one. But at the federal, if you are in PDP at the federal, you are APC.
So PDP is an APC arm.
It's not, they're not even hiding it now.
Really?
I don't understand.
But you hear what they say. You hear Governor Bala Mohammed.
He's the only one. Listen, Governor Bala Mohammed happens to be so. See, he's working alone. His own colleague governors. People that are supposed to be in the PDP governors forum together with him are even selling out on him.
Really?
Do you know, as I'm talking to you now, there's a particular fund that was given to state government about 3 months ago. Bauchi State Zone has not been given to them because it stood against Tinubu.
What fund is that?
I will remember, don't worry. They sent it to me, I will remember. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bala has taken a lot of it. A whole lot of it for the PDP. And I keep asking you, anytime I see him, what are you doing in PDP? You are the only one fighting for this party. Look at what him and Wike were doing 2-3 days ago. Exchanging banters. The same thing that happened the last time when he went to Rivers to go and witness the inauguration of local government chairman by Fubara. Wike came out and said that even he will set on fire in his state. But last seems to be the only one that is fighting for PDP.
But, I mean, you hear what Damaguma said. Look, that they will not allow the party. That anyone who is trying to infiltrate or destroy the party, they will not allow it. Senator Bala Mohammed, the governor of Bauchi, said is insisting. It does look like all of a sudden the party died and resurrected. No. Because we thought that the party was really going to be in a big trouble. But see what happened. They got together, affirmed Damagum as the as the substantive chairman. Yeah. Again, they decided on the convention. They decided on the zoning. It looks like the PDP is even moving faster and more progressive than in terms of its activity and its future. Is moving fast. They've said in November 15, 16 for the convention in Oyo State. They've said to the world that this is where we are going in 2027. Isn't that progressive enough? We thought that the party had died, but it looks like it was resurrected.
Okay. See, like I said, to his credit, Governor Bala is actually he's trying a lot. He's the only hope that party has, right? And I will say this thing, right? Whatever he is doing, whatever Governor Bala is, I want to be on record, whatever Governor Bala or anybody else is doing, it takes just one singular judicial pronouncement to cancel everything. Do you know what it took for them to get Sam Dadi to append the signature to INEC for them to hold their neck meeting? Sheon, please don't let me say it here.
What?
I will not say it.
But Nigerians need to know.
Do you know what it took the governors of PDP to get Sam Dadi, national secretary of PDP, to append the signature? A whole national secretary of the party held the party by the jugular until certain concessions, not normal concessions, not something you say, okay, we'll sign, until very unholy concessions were made.
Like what?
I wouldn't say it. Unholy concessions.
Who were the people who made these unholy concessions?
The leaders of the party. That's what got Sam Dadi to append the signature to INEC. That's number one. Now, 2 days ago, you will see Sam Dadi following Wike about, right? Where he went to commission something. The national party, the national secretary, let's have this in perspective. The national secretary of the opposition party. National secretary, not like some director or something in the...
So guys, the challenges Nigerians face today in this country are numerous. It's not just the hunger issue. It's not just, the challenges of insecurity that people face when it comes to insecurity. You can imagine these other people who have accepted their fate, struggling with poverty. Now this man went out to look for daily bread for his family, only for him to end up his life this way, you know. And let's take a look at some of the reactions from Nigerians, you know, after this video started circulating. Like this person say, it's best to flow the water wave. Okay, it's best to flow with the wave of the water. Oh, maybe this man didn't know that he would have just been swimming alongside the water, you know. But when I saw him here, I knew he would not make that move on the water flow, the current of the water. So this person, when I saw him here, I knew he would not make that move on that water flow current. Okay, I think he was trying to make a move against the current of the water, and he couldn't survive it. How can you see this kind of flood and you then ride your Okada into it? Honestly, the flood was really powerful. And this person say Nigeria happened to him because of bad road. This person say it's unavoidable. Edo State again. Well done, sheriff in town. This was needless. They clearly saw the raging flood and still wanted to cross. Maybe it's time, cause WTF, do you want to enter that flood? Okay, this person say Ekpoma in Asian land, an Asian man in the current governor. We warned. This is a Mugu. He don't know he supposed rush go help the man, but was busy recording. Can you imagine? The person who recorded, it's good he recorded, because nobody will even see that flood and want to put his leg, except you are sure you can swim. So this person, bad leadership caused this. Also, going out in the rain is very risky, let alone when it's flooding. Whatever it is that you want to go and do one with, life has no duplicate. Possibly this person is saying that the Okada man shouldn't have been riding during such a weather. And this person say most bike men are useless people. They bike, they drive, makes useless besto on them. Be a keke driver instead. This person said, what is G7 usually doing in Edo State? That's the governor of the state. Omo, this thing vex me. Oh. Where is Monday G7? This life versus Nigeria, honestly, this country, human life worth nothing. You don't even know, is it the hunger you are suffering from? Is it the insecurity? I don't even know where to start, you know. I don't know where to start. So somebody posted Buhari's picture here, calling him a bad name and saying he wasted his youthful 10 years. This person saying that Buhari took him backward 10 years. And this person said Buhari was a dullard, a complete buffon. Brother, you were the one that wasted 10 years of your life, where a lot of people progressed during those. You know, there's a problem with the Nigerian people. Like, people were saying we can't even do protests because we always be divided. This person say nobody owe you anything. Go find job and feed your miserable life. Can you imagine? And this person say the average population of the present Igbo youths and adolescents lack good parental moral upbringing. That's why any potential collaboration with the Igbo ethnic group to build a peaceful, united, and developed Nigeria will continue to be mirage. This person has termed it now to be Igbo thing. Hey, God, I don't even know when this is going to end, you know? I don't know. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on all this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification. Thank you.